It is a beautiful day. It is January 2nd, year 2023. Happy New Year to everyone. And I just want to show you guys what's growing here in western North Carolina. It is around 11 a.m., around 52 degrees Fahrenheit. We had a cold snap come through, as did most of the country, and I want to show you guys what is surviving. I don't have a whole lot out here. I'll take you down and also show you my citrus trees in my lower driveway and show you a peek at some of the things I have moved indoors this year. Over here is just a little pot of scallions. They're still a little bit green, some of them, so those should probably pop back in March, I would think. And they're very hardy. I lost a lot, of course, as you can expect. If we have 0 degrees Fahrenheit, that's what we dipped into on Christmas Eve. You know you're going to lose a lot of things, even if they're covered. These covers are meant to, I think, keep the planters about 8 degrees warmer than the outside temperatures. So our wind chill was around negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm talking it was cold. We haven't had temperatures like that in so long. And so I lost most of my plants in this planter here. These were mostly, I think this was arugula. Of course, I have some parsley there, and it looks a little bit green. So that may just pop back here in the spring. However, it usually will go to seed its second year of growth. So I'll definitely start some more this year. Now here were my shallots up here on the top 2 tiers, and as you can see, those the greenery on that just flopped over on me there. Did not like the cold temperature, so we'll see how that does. I'm pretty sure I may have lost these. And then we have carrots down here, still green, so those are hanging in there, and as well as the cilantro. So loving to see that the cilantro survived. I have some in my other garden which died, so it did not survive those temperatures. So the frost cover helped on some of these plants, obviously. I did not cover up my cilantro in my other garden. Okay, and then here is the spinach, and right now it looks great. It survived. I was real scared it wouldn't, because when you start to get to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit wind chill and 0 degrees Fahrenheit, you just really don't know what's going to survive, even though spinach usually does very well for me every winter, even under the snow. So I got out here, I think it was Thursday, before the cold came in on that Saturday, that Christmas Eve, and I harvested about 2 pounds of spinach, and we had creamed spinach for Christmas dinner, so that was wonderful. Ham with creamed spinach, sweet potatoes, rolls, all the good stuff, mac and cheese. So I was real happy that I had some fresh spinach for our Christmas dinner, and it also survived, so I guess that's my Christmas present. So real nice there. And I did have them covered. Of course, now they're not. We're getting rain tomorrow and the next day, and so I'm going to leave these uncovered so they can benefit from some fresh rainfall. And here is another planter, and of course I lost all of my arugula. That was expected, and it looks like some of the scallions are hanging on in there. The rosemary back here was not the ARP variety, I think you call it, and that was the one that survives those really cold temperatures, but this one did not, and this is not that variety. So I'm taking cuttings this year from another plant that I have that's been surviving through the winters, and I'm rooting it. I showed you guys how to propagate rosemary in an earlier video. I'll leave a link for you if you missed it. And I'm going to grow a lot more rosemary this year, just all through the yard. And so anyway, and of course I never did end up covering this GreenStalk here, and everything on it died early on, so most of that was arugula. Tarragon over here has died back. It did that well over a month ago, in early December, I believe, so I will expect to see that come back. So now we'll take a peek inside. I'll show you what's growing. I usually do not grow things in my living area that are in soil because of the fungus gnats. They're so bad. When you start bringing in your plants in the winters, and you know, I started growing lettuce in water to prevent that from happening, but this year I did not do that. I'm doing cuttings, and I'm doing them in soil, and I brought in my ginger plant and my Valencia orange tree, and of course I've been fighting the fungus gnats because of that. But over here in this area here, I have some sweet potato slips started. I just put those in water. I don't need to use soil. I showed y'all how I like to propagate sweet potatoes. And then, of course, I have my rosemary cuttings here, and they are all rooting very nicely. So I'll try to give you guys an update on how I got rid of all these fungus gnats. It took a little while, but they are gone now. So, all right, so now we're going to head downstairs, and I'll show you my citrus trees in containers. Alrighty, so here are my citrus trees, and these are the containers I'm bringing into my garage over the winter right now. I'm not doing peppers like I usually do. I'm just limiting it to some citrus trees and lemongrass. And I've pretty much neglected most of these now. I did up pot, or at least put some fresh soil in my calamondin tree over here and my Meyer lemon, and they loved it. They are just doing great. I put some fresh compost in here, and so I have a lot of calamondins on here along with some new blooms, as you might be able to see there. They dried out pretty much. I didn't water them a lot while they were in the garage. This lemongrass over here pretty much looks like it dried out, may have died on me, but I have another one just right back here that's doing great, and so I'll probably go ahead and harvest this, take some stalks, root them, and I'll have 2 or 3 more plants for next year. Just always like to keep the lemongrass going. And I think I covered that in my lemongrass video, so I'll make sure to leave you guys a link to that. Have some little lemongrass plants in here, little 4-inch pots, and these have been in here for 2 years. But I don't know, there's 3 of them, so one of these days I might move them out if they live another year. We'll see. And then here is the kaffir lime tree, and I only got a few this year. Didn't get very many limes, but I found this tree likes to produce every other year for me. So I don't know that citrus trees are supposed to do that, but I know some nut trees do. So anyway, I use mostly the lime leaves on here for cooking, so not so much the lime. So there's that. Now we have 6 chickens right now, and right now we were just repairing and cleaning up our extra tractor. I still want to put another coat of protection here on the cedar plank roof. It's showing some wear, and then we'll get them 3 in one tractor and 3 in the other. But they're still, I guess they're a little over 3 months now, maybe almost 4 months old. So they're getting big, and they need that extra space. So we will be moving them into this extra tractor here soon. Now you'll notice here, I did this on both of my tractors, is I put a little grommet in here. I cut a 2-inch hole, put my 2-inch grommet in there, and I ran a wire in there with a seed warming mat. And that helped take the edge off of the temperature in the coop. So while it was 0 degrees outside, the coop was 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I also hung a thermometer in there so that I could see, you know, the temperature. Veteran chicken owners will tell you, don't worry, as long as it's dry and there's not a draft, they'll be fine. They'll cuddle together, and I know they will. And that's what they usually do. But when you start to get a forecast like that, and it's still kind of scary. I've had chickens now, I guess it's 3 years, so I'm still learning, I guess. But they did fine, and they are up in another area of the yard. The other 6, I'll show you guys them here in just a minute. Okay, so here are the girls. And I did a whole video on them, and so we've raised them from day-old chicks, and they are should start laying here, I guess, in February, maybe March. So in the evening here, I'll let them out, and I'll let them run around when it gets close to dusk, around dusk, and then they will get back in their coop. They're just instinctively, they'll do that. So that'll give them some running room. So that's where they're at right now, and I'll show you my square foot garden. Everything is dead there. Alright, so nothing survived here. Well, except maybe some saffron. It's still green. But look at the broccoli. I've never seen broccoli look so pitiful, ever. So, let's see, of course, this was fennel here. And this, I think, was a cabbage. That was Chinese Napa cabbage. So, pretty much lost a lot of that. And then we have oregano here. And that will come back. So, I'll get out here and clean up all this dead stuff, and this is a good time of the year to do that, because when spring hits, I'm planting, I'm fertilizing with my compost, and I'm just real busy. So right now is a great time to do that. And then my little outdoor composter, and then the blueberry bushes. These did great this year. This is a new one I planted, and these didn't produce much because there's some kind of fungal disease moving over to these bushes from this azalea bush. So I need to be proactive and do something with these this year. I don't want to lose these other bushes, so that's another project. Always a project. Alright, well, I'm glad you guys went walking with me through my garden. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching.